Hey everyone, how are you? This is Kenita, agent slash investor, and I want to get into FSBOs versus real estate agents. What's the pros and cons on both sides? So stick around and stay tuned and listen to the different ideas that I had. What is FSBOs? Well, let me tell you, FSBOs is an acronym for sale by owner. In this video, I will be using interchangeably. You may hear me say FSBOs or you may hear me say for sale by owner. Hey everyone, sorry for the background noise again, but I'm popping back into the video because I want to explain to you why most homeowners choose FSBOs. The most common reasons why most homeowners chose FSBOs is because they do not want to pay commission costs at all to either side of the table. Some of them feel like they can do it 10 times better than a licensed real estate agent. And then you also got some people out there that feels like they understand the market a lot better than real estate agents. So this is mainly the real reason why most people choose FSBOs. The pros of having a realtor is basically they are helping you and guiding you throughout the whole process as far as helping you selling your homes. So let me dive deep into it. Statistically speaking, lower sales prices, FSBOs on the average sales for about $100,000 less compared to those sold with a realtor's help. The significant differences highlights the potential cost of bypassing professional assistance. A shrinking FSBO market. The FSBO market share hit an all-time low of 7% in 2023, suggested a decline in preference success rated for these sales methods. Buyer's familiarity and matters of FSBOs does not have its place, in particular when sellers already have buyers in mind. In fact, around half of all the FSBO sellers have a buyer lined up in 2023. Despite some cases where FSBOs made sense to most FSBO sellers, the overall evidence suggests that working with a real estate agent more often leads to higher sales price, quicker sales, and smoother transaction. 9 times out of 10, this is basically true. Real estate agents are there to help you as far as having a smooth transaction as possible and getting you a higher commission, a higher price as far as for your home. So what are the biggest regrets that most FSBO sellers have? The top 5 is commission costs, lower sales price, higher costs, switching to agents, and missing savings. Now let's get into the first one, which is commission costs. Most FSBOs still pay a commission no matter what. One of the key advantages for FSBO sellers is avoiding the listing agent. The listing agent is basically the one that's helping you trying to sell your home. However, the reality is that most still end up paying commission to the buyer agent. The buyer agent is basically the agent on the buyer's side is helping that potential buyer to buy your home. In 2023, 75% of all sellers, regardless of whether they sold FSBOs or used an agent, reported compensation that they had to pay to the buyer's agent. Despite many of all of this, most FSBOs are uncomfortable with this idea of paying real estate commission. But studies still have revealed around 55% of sellers believe they shouldn't have to bear this expense, which is in one of my previous videos I had talked about scissor versus NAR. I'm going to still put it in the comment box or in the description box as far as with the seller paying the commission. So take a look at that previous video. The next one that most of them have to still deal with is choosing not to offer commission to the buyer's agent can significantly limit a FSBO seller market reach. Buyer agents are compensated through these commissions. Most sellers factor realtor's commission into the home asking price, so buyers may balk at a seller who's asking to pay additional 2.5 through 3% in commissions up front, especially because buyers already paid down payment and closing costs out of pocket. Like I said, with the previous video that I have made as far as the whole commission thing, this is one of the biggest things that most sellers was dealing with as far as why do they have to pay the buyer side. So like I said, check out the video as far as for that. But that's one of the biggest things of why most FSBOs decide to try to sell their home on their own, because they trying to avoid commission costs at all costs. But 9 times out of 10, you're not going to be able to avoid that, because somewhere down the line, you may have to pay the buyer's agent. I mean, well, back then, but now because they changed everything as far as with commissions, it could be something completely different. But I would still say do your research. If you decide to do the FSBO route on your own, please do your research, look up, understand, know the law, know the rules and regulations. The next one that most FSBOs, like I said, that always have to deal with is lower sales prices. With lower sales prices, when it comes to that, the typical FSBO home sells for close to $100,000 less than a seller through a real estate agent. Most sellers who use a realtor often sell their home for full asking price for a higher compensation, with FSBO sellers who frequently have lower the initial asking price. Mainly what will happen as far as for that, most FSBOs get a lower price is because they may have been on the market for a little bit too long. They may have priced their house a little too high, and there are some FSBOs that have done that, and I have seen it on my own, especially in one of my older neighborhoods that I used to stay out at. I seen that some of the homeowners would market their house according to what the newer houses look like. So you could have a house that was built back with the place that I used to stay at. Some of the homes was built back in, like, some of them, depending. But anyway, some of the homes was built back in 1945 to like 1978, somewhere in that time range. So the structure of the home could look completely different from some of the homes that are recently built, that we're talking about from the early 2000s to maybe 2015, 16, 17. So you have some of the homeowners that had their houses that was built back then feel like they can price their home at the same price that the homes that were built in, I would say, 2016, 2017. No, you cannot do that. You have to get a market competitive analysis. Competitive market analysis, sorry, CMA. I think I'm saying it right, or I'm probably saying it backwards. I still will put it somewhere up here on the screen. So with that being said, that's one of the reasons why most homeowners may not get the asking price that they are looking for, because like I said, with some of those homes that was built back then, it could have been 2 bedrooms, maybe 900 square feet, 1 bathroom. Now, if you compare that to a 2016 2-story built, 4 bedrooms, 2.5 bath with a detached garage, you can't compare that. You're trying to compare apples to oranges or apples to bananas, and that's 2 different fruits. So that's one reason why most FSBOs may not get the asking price that they are looking for. Like I said, because they've been on the market for too long, they may asking something for too high. Another reason why they may not get what they are looking for as price up to date. Like it goes back to if your homes was built back in the 40s, 50s, 70s, 80s, the aesthetics of the home, when you look at it, if it still looked like it's dated back then and not brung up to date now, most first-time home buyers is not looking to actually do the work, if that makes sense, in the home. They are ready to come in, put their pictures up, hang things up. They is not trying to rebuild a whole home. That's just being a little bit honest. Now, all first-time home buyers is like that, but majority of them are. We gotta be honest. So that's a couple of reasons why most FSBOs may not get the asking price that they are looking for, unfortunately. Now, if you have a real estate agent that is working with you, they can convey this information to you. They can do the competitive market analysis to show you apples to apples. Even if it is a red apple to a green apple, it's still an apple. They can show you what aesthetics that you may need to fix on. It may be inspections that you can hurry up and fix, where you can hurry up and get it fixed before you can put it on the market. There's staging that may have to go through it to appeal to a particular audience that will want that type of home. So that's one of the reasons why most FSBOs, like I said, may not get the asking price that they are looking for. The next one is basically higher cost. With the higher cost, as far as for that, with the higher cost, this I got off the website, and I will put that in the description box, and you can read this as far as all the research I have done. Just saying. But many FSBO sellers offer buyer incentive and end up paying more of the cost. But if they was working with a real estate agent, the cost would have been different. 20% of FSBOs offer incentives to attract buyers, with the most popular incentive being home warranty policies, assistance with closing costs, and credit towards remodeling or repairs. But with FSBO sellers who don't know the buyers are twice as likely as agent represented sellers to offer credit towards repairs, remodels, which can be up to 6% of a home sales price. With this being contrasted, the most popular buyer incentive agents assisting sellers offer is a home warranty policy, which often costs just hundreds of dollars. Now, 9% of agent assistant sellers offer home warranty policies instead of repairs, credits. Less than 1% of FSBO sellers do. By offering the covered repair costs instead of home warranties, you are potentially agreeing to spend thousands or more on a buyer incentive than an agent assistant seller typical would. To sum all that up in that one paragraph, it's basically stating in other words that most buyers, most FSBOs will offer things that will cost them thousands of dollars that they did not have to offer from the jump start, or it could have been negotiated in the contracts, as far as if you had a real estate agent that was representing you and would explain to you these are the things that you can offer if that's what you want to offer. And I don't want to say you being coerced, but without the buyer agent trying to coerce, if you have basically like a real estate agent that's helping you as far as going through these contracts, especially offering some type of incentive as a FSBO, you wouldn't have to worry about a buyer agent trying to take advantage of you. Not saying that all of them would. If things can happen, like I said, but if a buyer agent can spot out that you don't know nothing about the contracts or don't understand what's going on at all, of course their job is to get the best deal for their client. That is our job as real estate agents, to get the best deal for our job ethically and legally. Now, if you don't understand what's going on, unfortunately, as a FSBO, I'm sorry to tell you, you have to work with a real estate agent. This is where they can help you out the most. I had to fix the camera because I was looking a little too up close. Now this feels a little bit better and natural to me. Now the next one is, as I stated, is that most FSBOs still end up working with a real estate agent. What happens is that most FSBOs struggle to handle the paperwork, and there is a lot of paperwork that goes through this as far as you trying to do this on your own, and the amount of work that's involved of selling their own home. About 10% of home sellers try to sell their own home, but eventually hire a real estate agent anyway. Selling with an agent is easier, is less stressful, and more than half the sellers found a process of selling stressful, while less stressful, while 47% of recent sellers say they cry at some point of their home selling process. Over half of the FSBO sellers felt overwhelmed with this process, which is it can be overwhelming due to a not having an agent's help. Paperwork, most FSBOs feel like the paperwork is too overcomplicated. 36% of sellers acknowledge making this legal mistake due to absence of agents. Also, FSBOs sellers who switch to agents often have the worst outcome when it comes to pricing, when it comes to home sales prices and incentive. This is possible because their listing has been on the market for way too long and they're willing to take whatever that is less to sell their home. Unfortunately, when a FSBO is trying to do this on their own, as I stated before, there is lots of paperwork, there's a lot of negotiation that goes along with it. It's a lot of rules and regulations. There's also a lot as far as contracts changing, verbiage of what you may not understand at all. And that's not me being mean or rude at all. There is also you understanding that time is the essence. So we have to move efficiently and quickly. You also got to understand that you may not know anything about the MLS/ring listing at all. You may think that once you post your home up on Redfin or Zillow, your home is going to sell. And I'm here to tell you right now, Redfin, Zillow, and all them other third-party websites is not giving you that accuracy of what your home is really worth. Staging. It's a lot that goes into this as far as when it comes to selling your home, and most FSBOs give up very quickly because it's overwhelming. You have to be able to be there to show your home. So if you're working a 9-to-5 job, if you are a homeschool mom like I am, what else? Whatever that you got going on in your life, you have to stop. You have to sit there and take these phone calls as far as talking to different potential clients that's interested in your home. You have to do screening. You have to have contracts and paperwork ready. You have to understand the verbiage of what's going on. You got to make sure that you have an escrow. I'm trying to see what else can I name. Staging, like I said before. You got to make sure that you declutter your house to make sure that the aesthetics of what the first time home buyer or a buyer will feel like moving into that house. Repairs. I mean, you name it, it's a lot. So yes, 9 times out of 10, most FSBOs do get frustrated, and I can understand that because they didn't think they had so much to do. They just thought if they just threw a for sale sign in front of their house, somebody's willing to go and buy it. But it sometimes don't work like that. And as I stated before, when they finally do get a seller that have to come back and basically repair or redo, or not redo, but undo all the work that you have done to try to recoup somebody to buy the house, you may just lost thousands of dollars, because when your house is sitting on the market, most people is going to think, what is wrong with that house for it to be sitting on the market for over 30 days? Something is not right. That will send a red flag. So that's just to let you know. The next one is basically missing savings. As far as with missing savings, many FSBO sellers overlook all of the expertise and values of a real estate agent that brings to the table. So possibility engaging in full services and experienced agents without the burden of the standard 6% commission fee. I won't call it standard, but the commission fee of 6%. The alternative pairing sales with top rate location suave agents at a fraction cost. The last one for now that I'm going to go over is missing savings as far as with FSBOs. With FSBOs, when working with a real estate agent, like I said, the contracts is always negotiable as far as how the way you want to pay your realtor of the services that they would do. Now, you are missing savings, because there are some realtors that may not charge you a full 6% at all. Some of them may charge you less than that, but that's just something that you have to discuss with that particular agent to see what is the route that's best for you. And like I said, as far as with missing savings or missing cash in your pocket, as I stated before, if you work with a real estate agent, 9 times out of 10, they will actually sell your home at the price that you are looking for, so that way you won't be missing any cash. Another thing with missing savings that I can think of for the top of my head is making sure that your house is priced right, so that way you won't be missing cash. And as I stated before, just having that open line communication with different real estate agents. At the end of the day, it is your home. And even though you're trying to say sell your home for the most amount of money for the least amount of time, always have that open conversation. Interview different real estate agents to see how much they will charge as far as for their services. You never know. You may get that one real estate agent that will say 4%. I'm just saying, it can happen, but just do your research, and then not only do your research, I went blank. I swear, being pregnancy just have you going in the blank. Not only do your research, but also interview different agents is what's the words that I was looking for. Finally got it out. Anywho, for now, these were just a few that I have named. I am Kenita, the agent/investor. If you need any help in the state of Virginia, preferably in the 7 cities, I am here to help you as a first-time home buyer or a buyer in general or a seller. Please follow everything that's in my description box, and I cannot wait to work with you and your family soon. Talk to you later. Bye.